Now I'm just south of exit 42 on Highway 178, and this is just one of the many stops that Kern County Search and Rescue units made along the Kern River as they were searching for those two missing teenagers. Late last night around 11:20 p.m. authorities said a gunman entered this popular bar where it was actually college night. Hundreds of students from Pepperdine University and Cal Lutheran University were present at this bar. So we found out some more information from California Highway Patrol about this tragic accident. So this occurred probably around 2 a.m. Josh, Memorial Day weekend is full of events and ceremonies around Kern County to honor the fallen soldiers from the U.S., beyond the U.S., and right here locally. In 2016, two local development companies purchased this property right here with plans to transform it into a new and improved mall called City Lights. Now, the status of those plans remains to be seen as payments by the company have allegedly remained unpaid and as today's auction was rescheduled for next week. 23 ABC, I'm Noëlle Lilley. Now today, I also found out how the U.S. flag should be carried. According to the flag code, the flag should never be held with the blue union hanging upside down. The blue union is the blue field on the flag with white stars, each star representing one of the 50 states. The flag should also never be held horizontally or facing flat, but should always be held hanging freely aloft and free. Just more and more teams are arriving right here at the Kern County Fairgrounds for Relay for Life. They're setting up their tents where tomorrow they will be getting ready for this amazing event. I'm joined by one of those team participants who came all the way from Lake Isabella. It's been months since Janelle Klepek saw her son Ryan, and that's because he is serving overseas in the U.S. Navy. But now she can see him whenever she wants. All she has to do is go to downtown Bakersfield. I want to show you one last special person that is here. We've got Santa Claus, and if Santa is here, you guys can definitely make it out. He came all the way from the North Pole. If Santa can come all the way from the North Pole, then you folks have no excuse. Come on out, donate a toy. Don't forget, a new unwrapped toy, donate it, and it can go to a child in need this holiday season. I'm Noëlle Lilley, live in downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC. Bye! Say bye, everybody! Mike, Danielle, that's right. I'm right here at this local community garden. As you can see, I've got some really delicious leafy greens, which very soon will be made into a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving Day.
Do the game.
Leah, good evening. So people watch the big game for all sorts of reasons. Of course, we know it's about football, but there's lots of other reasons to tune in as well. Personally, I come for the food, but some come for the commercials. Some come for the halftime show performance. The list goes on and on. Now, we did ask our viewers what they thought, asking them to comment what was the best part of the big game. Comment A for the commercials, comment B for the game itself, comment C for the Pepsi halftime show, or D for none of the above. And unfortunately, we are seeing a couple of responses saying none of the above. And you know what? That's probably because this was the lowest scoring game in championship history. But we did see some shout outs to Gladys Knight.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 11.
It's important to tell those diverse stories of all the people that lived here, even before Kern County was known as Kern County.
A special attraction at the Kern County Museum celebrates the legacy of Black Americans right here at home. Thanks for joining us for 23 ABC at 11. I'm Bayan Wang. The Black community make up less than 6% of Kern County, according to the Kern Economic Development Corporation. But at the Kern County Museum, there's a house dedicated to the first Black pioneers to settle in Bakersfield. 23 ABC's Noëlle Lilley tells us about the impact of this historic family and how their memory is kept alive today.
Bayan, the month of June marks the 55-year anniversary of when the Pinckney House was donated to the Kern County Museum, and it's a reminder to visitors that the legacy of Black Americans here in Kern County continues today.
812 H Street in downtown Bakersfield is now a simple parking lot. But in the late 1800s and early 1900s, it was the place that William and Amanda Pinckney, the first African-American family in Bakersfield, called home.
There were a series of African Americans that came out here in 1884. So the Pinckneys, 84 is shortly after Reconstruction ended, and now you're getting into the Jim Crow laws that reinforced the the segregation of blacks in the South.
The Pinckneys were among many black Americans who moved west in search of work.
The Kern County Land Company recruited in the South to get people to come out to work a cotton field that they had started out on South H Street.
And for a better life.
They had much more opportunities. They saw their rights being taken away after Reconstruction ended.
Although the Pinckneys' house no longer stands at its previous address, it has found a new home at the Kern County Museum.
In 1964, Hinda Randolph, who was the Pinckneys' daughter, donated the house to the museum, and it was about in June of that year. They didn't have closets originally because the style was using an armoire.
And in 2016, a local organization decided to show the Pinckney house a little love by donating $10,000 for its renovation.
I'm a part of an organization, the Links Incorporated, which is a community service organization, and one of our facets is the arts. And it just seemed like a natural fit for us.
There was a house behind the house, and their daughter Ethel lived there with her husband and her 2 sons.
We as an organization thought it was important that we do our part to preserve this legacy so that other young people would learn of their stories as well.
That legacy still impacts Kern County today.
So William Pinckney, he started off working as a butler for a local doctor when he was just a teenager, and then he moved on to, he was one of the early people who worked for the streets department in Bakersfield, and he worked there for nearly 30 years. So really a long career with the city of Bakersfield. His wife, she was born in Kansas at the start of the Santa Fe and Oregon trails, and then ended up in Bakersfield where her sister was living, and met William Pinckney through her sister. They were married, and then she started the Golden West Women's Club, the Daughters of Tabor, various other sororal or various other organizations.
The Pinckney House serves to remind its visitors of the often untold history of black Western settlers.
You don't really see African American people in the history books as migrants to the West. And I think it's important for us to not only preserve that part of history, but to share it with the larger community.
And to reflect the diverse communities that call Kern County home to this day.
Kern County from early on, even going back into prehistoric times, was a very diverse area. And to try to gloss over that diversity today is, not a great way to retell history. You're excluding a whole many stories.
Stories that keep the legacy of black families alive over 100 years later.
It's important to tell those diverse stories of all the people that lived here, even before Kern County was known as Kern County.
Now, the Pinckney House is still standing at the Kern County Museum, where you can visit it and learn more about these historic families that made Kern County as we know it today. In studio, Noëlle Lilley, 23 ABC, connecting you.
Good evening. Putting Kern County's patriotism on display, our community known as a place that honors its veterans. Over the weekend, the Kern River Blue Star Moms unveiling new banners to honor Bakersfield residents who are serving active duty in the military.
Today, 23 ABC's Noëlle Lilley joins us live from where the banners are located. Earlier, she spoke with one mom who says her son has made the ultimate sacrifice. Noëlle?
Tim, Jess, it's been months since Janelle Klepek saw her son Ryan, and that's because he is serving overseas in the U.S. Navy. But now she can see him whenever she wants. All she has to do is go to downtown Bakersfield, where his face is displayed on huge banners and is a part of the Hometown Heroes program.
My son is serving, so your son doesn't have to.
Born and raised in Bakersfield, Ryan Lawrence joined the Navy fresh out of high school in 2010.
We took a trip to San Diego in 2010, and he saw the USS Midway and decided that he wanted to join the Navy.
Ryan's mom, Janelle Klepek, says she was extremely proud of her son's decision, but still a little worried.
I was a little anxious about it, not the distance part, but the danger part.
9 years later, Ryan Lawrence is still serving and is currently deployed overseas with the Navy's Abraham Lincoln Strike Group. Now, Ryan's face and others can be seen on banners in downtown Bakersfield as part of the Hometown Heroes program.
So this is my son's banner right here.
Each May, the Hometown Heroes program done by the City of Bakersfield and the Kern River Blue Star Moms recognizes active duty servicemen and women from Bakersfield by hanging banners at the Amtrak station on Truxton Avenue. Each banner costs $189, and families can pay to submit their service member to be recognized on a banner, which will be displayed for 1 year.
I'm very appreciative that people are able to see the banners and be reminded that there are heroes out there who have your best interests at heart.
And it's not just the heroes who make sacrifices.
The families serve along with their service member. We don't see our service members. We don't see our family members. We miss birthdays. We miss holidays. We just miss them in general. It's not always a simple phone call or quick visit to go see someone.
The visual aspect of the banners aims to help community members better understand who their service members are.
It makes a huge difference to attach a name and a face to that faraway person that you may never have met.
And Janelle Klepek sends a special message to her son, Ryan.
I just can't even tell you how proud I am of you, Ryan, and I only hope that you'll be able to see this video.
Now, Ryan's mom says that Ryan plans to serve in the military for at least 20 more years. So the deadline for this year's program of the Hometown Heroes did pass earlier in May, but if you know a serviceman or a servicewoman who you believe should be honored as part of this program, you still have time to apply for next year. To find out how, go to turnto23.com. Live in downtown Bakersfield, Noëlle Lilley, 23 ABC, connecting you.